On June 18, 1815, Napoleon met his ultimate defeat at the Battle of Waterloo. His fate was sealed by the catastrophic misjudgment of an Allied division nearby. In a single day, the French army lost some 47,000 soldiers. Napoleon's 100 days ended, and his empire utterly collapsed. Yet, this failure, in fact, stemmed from structural causes that resonate even today: ambiguity in situational assessment, rigid adherence to orders, and the inherent uncertainty of information. In this video, we will explore why a brilliant military commander made a fatal error, what crucial elements were overlooked, and what lessons this disaster holds for us today. Join us as we uncover the full scope of this collapse, where a single misjudgment altered the course of history. The terrifying power of ambiguous commands will also be detailed. In March 1815, Napoleon escaped from Elba, returning to Paris to the jubilation of the French people. Demoralized by a string of defeats, soldiers were reinvigorated by his charisma. In just a few weeks, he rebuilt a formidable army. Napoleon aimed to reclaim his past glory that had swept across Europe, preparing for a final showdown against the royalist great powers. However, the great powers of Europe trembled at Napoleon's return. Britain, Prussia, Russia, and others once again united. A coalition army numbering in the hundreds of thousands approached the French border. Napoleon, with a force of roughly 120,000, prepared to confront them. He concluded that for France, with its inferior numbers, to win, they must divide the enemy and defeat them individually. He devised a surprise attack into Belgium. In Belgium, two main enemy forces were deployed: the Anglo-Dutch Allied Army and the Prussian Army. Napoleon sought to prevent these two armies from linking up and defeat them piecemeal, thereby overturning his disadvantage. On June 16, 1815, the French army launched a lightning invasion into Belgium, successfully dividing the two Allied armies as planned. The same day, Napoleon defeated the Prussian army at the Battle of Ligny. Commander Blücher was wounded, forcing the Prussians to retreat. Meanwhile, at the Battle of Quatre-Bras, Marshal Ney's French forces held back the Anglo-Dutch Allied army under the Duke of Wellington. Napoleon's strategy was functioning perfectly. The Allied army's coordination was completely severed. The stage for victory was steadily being set. The next day, the 17th, Napoleon entrusted Marshal Grouchy with 33,000 men and issued a clear order: pursue the retreating Prussian army. Grouchy's mission was to prevent the Prussians from joining the British, thus maintaining the division of the Allied forces. If Grouchy had fulfilled his mission, Napoleon could have focused entirely on the British army, and victory would have seemed assured. Up to this point, Napoleon's plans were unfolding perfectly. Every cog was turning, and the French army held the upper hand. Grouchy began his pursuit of the Prussians, but the retreating enemy skillfully evaded detection, their whereabouts uncertain. Meanwhile, Napoleon confronted the Duke of Wellington's Anglo-Dutch Allied army at Waterloo. A fierce battle was about to erupt. Far from the main battlefield, Grouchy's troops were still searching for the Prussians. Suddenly, cannon fire echoed from the northwest. The sound indicated Napoleon and Wellington were clashing at Waterloo. Grouchy's staff officers urged him, "We must march towards the cannon fire and reinforce His Imperial Majesty. This situation is no longer a mere pursuit mission." However, Grouchy dismissed his staff's pleas. "Our mission is to pursue the Prussian army. We must strictly adhere to our orders," he insisted. He clung rigidly to Napoleon's order to pursue the Prussian army, refusing to adapt to the changing circumstances. Yet, a hidden pitfall lay open, unnoticed by anyone. The order itself contained a crucial trap. Napoleon's order was to pursue the Prussian army and prevent their junction with the British, but its phrasing was ambiguous. The possibility of what would happen if the pursuit of the Prussians was maintained while ignoring the main army's crisis was not accounted for. Grouchy had previously suffered consequences for disobeying Napoleon's orders. He feared exercising his own discretion. The rigid mindset of military organization, that a superior's order is absolute and cannot be overturned by individual judgment, bound him. Even the passionate recommendations of his staff were powerless before an absolute order. Their voices failed to reach Grouchy. Had Grouchy made a flexible decision, prioritizing the objective over strict adherence to the letter of the command, history might have unfolded very differently. Napoleon himself, in creating what he believed was a perfect plan, failed to issue clear instructions for unforeseen circumstances. Indeed, the interplay of organizational hierarchy, ambiguous orders, and the fear of independent judgment tragically combined to create this disaster. On June 18, 1815, heavy rain fell from early morning at Waterloo, and the two armies clashed on a muddy, waterlogged field. The French launched fierce attacks, while the British defended stubbornly. The battle devolved into a back-and-forth stalemate. That afternoon, Napoleon's greatest fear materialized. On the eastern horizon, the shadow of the Prussian army began to appear. Grouchy, engaging a detached Prussian force, did not prioritize reinforcing the main army at Waterloo. The cost of strict obedience was immense. With their reinforcements, the Allied forces flanked Napoleon's French army. Napoleon's army collapsed entirely, suffering a devastating defeat. Napoleon was once again dethroned and exiled to St. Helena, where he would end his life. His ambitions were utterly crushed. The Battle of Waterloo offers crucial lessons not only in military history but also in organizational theory. Adaptability to changing circumstances is indispensable. If orders do not clearly define their objective and allow for flexible judgment based on circumstances, they can, at times, lead an organization to ruin. Why did a brilliant military commander make a fatal error? It was a tragedy born from ambiguous orders and their overly rigid interpretation. Who overlooked what? Napoleon overlooked the ambiguity in his orders, while Grouchy overlooked the critical importance of situational awareness. What is the lesson for today? It is the vital importance of leadership that accurately assesses situations and makes flexible decisions in uncertain times. There's a qualitative difference in decision-making between those who understand this failure and those who don't. History constantly offers lessons for the future. The tragedy of Waterloo eloquently demonstrates how one small misjudgment can alter a monumental destiny. If you found this video informative, please subscribe and give us a like. We release a new history of failure documentary every day.
この失敗は歴史のほんの1ページ。世界にはまだ語られていない失敗が数多くあります。失敗の歴史をチャンネル登録して次の物語もぜひご覧ください。